back at it again. So I got a special. I have a public service announcement to those who wanna, inquire about a certain topic that I was just talking to on a certain YouTube channel. This brother by the name of Vaj Lombardi, he was hosting this thing, and I just couldn't help but see it. And he had a mock draft for the first round. Now, personally, the choice that he made for the New York Football Giants was pretty interesting. He chose Jedrick Ellis, and just by watching some film tapes from him, this dude has quick, nimble feet, can jump left and right. Like, he's quick and he's nifty. So honestly, in my opinion, he might be the most NFL-ready tackle in the game. Mekhi Becton's pretty solid, has some round deals. Same thing with Andrew Thomas, but honestly, probably the most eye candy prospect as far as offensive tackle has to go. I'm gonna give that to Andrew Thomas. But personally, me, I don't think any of these offensive tackles are the best player available. It's simple as this: when you take a player at the number 4 overall position, a top 5 pick, this player has to be a transcendent player. This player has to have a unique ability that not even the top tier players have. I want to talk about what's the word? I think it's 99% percentile, how they do that shit. But anyways, you could have 1,000 NFL players, all right, and maybe about 2 or 3 have a similar ability to what he has. But here's the thing, and I'm not even gonna do this to make it even further. Isaiah Simmons is definitely my choice. He's the best player in this draft. I wouldn't go anywhere else. Simple as that. The dude can, pass rush the quarterback if he needs to. The dude can drop back in coverage. Cover your tight end. He can cover your receivers. He can cover your quarterback like a Lamar Jackson if he's trying to, run out the pocket. This dude basically is going to be your best weapon answer, any opposing offense that comes in through the field and they want to attack you a certain way with their best player, Isaiah Simmons can come in and match up one-on-one with that. That's just my personal belief. I get it, people really want to value offensive tackle, but y'all got to look at this. If you reach and go hard, the draft is a crapshoot. You gonna miss. I know for a fact, I thought Ereck Flowers was gonna be a stud when Reese at the time took him. And, offensive tackle was a huge need back then. But technically, was Ereck Flowers the best player available? When you think about it, the guy who was selected after him, Todd Gurley, he was the best guy available at the time. Even though they had Rashad Jennings as their running back, so they might have felt like they were situated running back. But my point is, and this is really a draft philosophy that you gotta follow, and I've studied this for years, man. I want to say ever since when I first got into the NFL, really, at an age of 12 years old. I was 12, got into the NFL, watched my first season, and I loved the NFL. And after that, I was all in. The draft was a phenomenal experience. I remember the first draft pick that I got to see was Hakeem Nicks, and that dude was a baller, bearing bad injuries. That being said, though, I've learned a lot from the mistakes that some GMs have made, and as well as the success some of them have. I've studied the certain franchises that have always done well closely with the magnified eye. Baltimore Ravens is, of course, the first team that comes to my mind. I'm also keeping an eye on the Saints too. They definitely know how to hit. Although that pick that they did with what's his name when they traded up for him, instead of when everyone thought they were going to trade up for Mahomes in the 2017 draft. That defensive end, Marcus Davenport, that was kind of almost like a shocking move. But the way I see it, though, they was going for a defensive end, and they're trying to go for a pass rusher, and I can't knock you for that. Hell, when Gettleman was taking suit for his first NFL draft in the 2018 year, I thought for a fact, knowing that this guy's old school and he was going to go, priorities number 1, I felt like Bradley Chubb was going to be the choice. I 100% thought he was going to go Bradley Chubb. I wanted Barkley. In my mind, I wanted Barkley, bro. 100%. I would have taken Barkley. But Chubb was just, it's like when you get wings. Do you want buffalo or do you want mango habanero? It's like, you can't two different flavors, but they both are just good, you know? So that's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I was on Vash Lombardi's chat, and unfortunately I couldn't call him because my trap phone wasn't working. You know, it's just how it is in a 213 in Long Beach, my nigga. You know what I mean? So I mean, I got my burner phone here. It ain't gonna work, man. Yo, that cracked me up. But now this is just a public service announcement. I got into, I wouldn't say it's not even considered an argument for me, because I'm just arguing with people who ain't really as educated on scouting and really just watching film as I know I'm sure I have been, because I've been doing this since I was 12 and 13. I'm not gonna tell you how old I am, but I can promise you I've been doing this for more than a decade. That's all you need to know. And I'm not gonna say that I'm better or I'm the best. Hell, I give props to Vach because he goes in and he gives a better explanation. Like, I can't go out there and explain to people what I see or what I like, but the things I do like and what I see, Vach goes in and he explains it different. You know, like, to me, Vach is a great teacher. Like, he can explain things to people. Me, I'm a great executioner. I'm gonna see what I need to do and I'm gonna do it. That's the difference. So, and another thing you gotta keep in mind, there's a lot of pressure. Millions of people are watching you and all that. So I want you to understand, like, the guys like, I think, what's the name? A couple other commenters. I think one was Mr. Chicken. What kind of fucking name was that? Mr. Chicken? You gotta be kidding me. Are you coming in with that kind of username? Come on, bro. I'll give you credit. I haven't updated my name, so that's why it's still under Ace Solomon. So it's kind of like I give that look and like, why are you calling me Ace? And I'm like, oh shit, I didn't change it. But Mr. Chicken, like, you got me hungry. I gotta get me either some chicken McGriddles or something. But I know for a fact a couple of people were, like, I guess, offended by my opinions, and for that I'm not sorry. And you can take your mediocre mentality elsewhere, because I don't really care for it. But my point is, I live and die on football. Simple as that. Like, this, as well as music, which, by the way, this beat you're hearing, I produced it myself, and the one before that. All the beats you hear on this, unless I'm doing some music reaction, they're mine. But I just want to make this real quick, because I know I'm gonna be at a very high place in a few years down the road, and I don't want to sound too cocky and you know, pretty much cost me my blessings from the Lord above. But he blessed me with the visions to see this, and I know it's gonna happen. I'm just super confident and just somewhat cocky, you know, because I know it's gonna happen. And yeah, last message I sent too was, and I'm gonna tell y'all right here again, I don't care. Down the road in the future, I will be the next Giants general manager. It's gonna happen. It was destined. God has blessed me with the gifts, the talent. Now, speaking wise, right now I'm just goofy with it. Look, right now I'm not at that position, so I don't feel like I have to speak as intelligent. Although if I need to be etiquette with my, you know, my lingo, I can definitely do that. But I'm not interested in doing that right now. Right now, I'm just a regular as human being walking around in Southern California, trying to avoid this damn pandemic that's just ridiculous. And yes, I do got my mask. If you want me to, I could wear this, but I'm still gonna speak, so you can't shut me up. You get that? So, personally, me, I really just feel like, and I respect Vach's mock draft. He gave the most surefire NFL ready tackle to the Giants at 4. But to me, that's a terrible draft pick, because it's not the best player available. It's not. I don't care. I don't care that, you know, these guys are the best, like Mickey Becton, you know, Andrew Thomas. Look, There's so many great players, but you can't have them all. So when it comes to that, and you only have one choice, you gotta go with the best of the best. Alright? I mean, if that wasn't the case, I don't think the Cowboys would have taken Zeke Elliott. I mean, you guys are out there clowning like, oh, you shouldn't take running backs heavy. Look what the Cowboys did. Look, Stephen Jones is a genius. He's not like his dad. So I respect him, and the fact that he took the time to every year, draft a piece that you need. He had a center one year, then he had Zach Martin the year where Odell Beckham was taken. And trust me, like, I've come a long way. I've learned that you shouldn't always judge like picks by needs. Essentially, you should go for what's the best. And right now, my team, the New York Football Giants, are trash. No thanks to the guy who's running the whole personnel squad right now, aka Stephen King's It Chapter 3. I like to call him that. That's my nickname for him. But personally, like, I'm gonna keep it respectful at this point, because I do want some credibility to come from, like, before I do blow up. I watch out on all that. I'm not an intelligent person. Yes, I'm brash. Yes, I'm confident. But you need that to be a GM, and that's the point I'm gonna get to. Like, you can't choke under pressure. At the same time, you have to learn to be calm, and you gotta believe in yourself, because if you don't and you second guess yourself, you're gonna be making mistakes everywhere. You're gonna break down, you're gonna have a meltdown, and you really ain't gonna be thinking straight no more. See what I mean? So, like, you gotta have that, especially when you're gonna be a big time TV figure in a giant city. And not just any giant city. I'm talking about top 5 city in the world, New York City. So you gotta understand that mentality. You gotta have that attitude. If you can't go in there and show that you're confident in yourself, then how are you gonna be able to run things? I mean, don't get me wrong. You need your humility, and I have that. I like to call it man psychology 101. 50% humility, 50% pride, with just 1% of love. A little bit of love. For the most part, I don't do that. But for the ones that I feel like definitely they needed to get back on their feet, hey, I'm a different kind of person. But that being said, when it comes to facing the competition, I do not give any. None. But because I'm so confident in myself, I'll definitely let you in a little bit on what I want to do. So yeah, if I'm dead serious, if John Morrow happened to call me a few days down the road, was like, you know what, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna need you to help me make it, draft this team for the 2020 draft. If he calls me, and I'm gonna be like, you know what, John, this is what I would do, and I would go into details on who I would take. And yes, it's out there. I would take Isaiah Simmons. Now, if this video happens to leak the day before I make that pick and someone goes up and takes him, it's like looking at life, y'all. You can't just sit and cry because, the path that you were initially on was cut off. Like, you gotta open your eyes for other paths, other roads to take, options. Is what I'm trying to get to. I'm not gonna make this a big ass lecture and talk your ear off, but that's just what it is. So anyways, yes, I'm super confident and cocky, and I'm not gonna back down. But at the same time, I do listen to reasons. Just don't play with me or be disrespectful is how I am, and I won't do that for you. But when you want to be brash and you want to talk your mouth off, we're gonna have a conversation. I'd love to talk, but at the same time, I don't want y'all to really be blowing up my phone, because I don't know who the fuck y'all is. So at the same time, I get where Botch is coming from. I tried to tell that nigga to call me. Yo, I was thinking for a second we was on IG. I couldn't help it. That's what I was trying to tell him, but he don't get it. Must be like that old man mentality, bro. But yeah, definitely. I got a big, bright future ahead of me, and I'm like just getting my prime. So it ain't over till it's over. But just believe that what I say will come to fruition, because it was not visions that came from me, from my mentality. This came from a higher being above. If you don't believe in God, that's on you, and that's between him. But at the same time, he does exist. So yeah, I don't believe in atheism, but you can choose to have that belief. Just know that you're gonna be dead wrong. Literally. That being said, this is your boy Drew Blue signing out. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed out there, and most importantly, enjoy to live life and don't take it so serious. That's about it. Deuces.